Hey everybody, my name's Ed. Okay, so we're going to have another trade review. Today it's going to be The Last Days of American Crime by Rick Remender and Greg Tocchini. The premise of the book is basically it's the near future, and because of all the crime and domestic terrorism and craziness that's going on in the country, the American government is going to broadcast this mind control signal, which is going to stop people. It's going to somehow stop people from being able to knowingly break the law or knowingly commit acts that they think are wrong. And in conjunction with this, they're also going to change the monetary system. So no longer are we going to be using paper currency. Everybody's going to have these sort of cards that have all their money and information on them. And as part of the changeover, I guess the banks have these kind of converter boxes that have everybody's funds on them, I guess. And I guess you'll go to, when the changeover happens, you'll go to the bank and then they'll give you your card based on whatever information is on these boxes. I think that's how it works. I can't remember exactly, but the converter boxes are the MacGuffin of the story. Basically, the lead character wants to steal one of the converter boxes from the bank that he works at, and I guess the converter box has all the funds, everybody's funds that goes to the bank is on them. He wants to steal them and then leave the country right when the changeover happens. And he can't do it alone, so he hires a couple of partners. So his partners are these two computer hackers. One is this woman on the cover here, and the other is her boyfriend, who's we'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, so it's these two. It's this woman, her boyfriend, and the main character kind of team up. Meanwhile, there's this gang, I guess, that's after the main character for some old beef that's been going on since before the story has started. So basically, the story is them planning the heist, trying to stay one step ahead of the gang that's after the main character. Then, of course, there's all kinds of twists and turns with the different characters and their own personal agendas and things like that. So that's kind of the setup in a nutshell, more or less. The main characters in the book, you've kind of seen them before in other crime stories and action movies and things like that. The main character is kind of this guy. He's a little bit over the hill. He's kind of this middle-aged dude. He's the middle-aged badass. In the past, he's been in and out of jail when he was younger. He's obviously very street smart. He's also, very tough, very physical guy. And he's been trying to go straight for, the last several years. But now with the whole broadcasting that's going to happen and the money changeover or whatever, he sees this as his last chance to make that one big score. The main female, pretty much your kind of stereotypical femme fatale, beautiful woman, uses her sexuality to manipulate people. She's working all types of angles. You don't know if she's working this person or she's working that person, or how loyal she is or how loyal she isn't. And you're not too sure you're not sure as a reader, as well as the other characters aren't so sure when she's telling the truth and when she's lying. So, like I said, that kind of femme fatale. Her boyfriend, he's a guy that you see a lot in like movies over the last, I don't know how many years, but he's kind of a variation on that character that's either the dapper psychopath or the grinning psychotic. He's this guy that looks a little bit slight. He's always smiling. He's kind of a smart ass, and he doesn't look like he's physically imposing. But as we see more and more of him, we find out he's actually the most dangerous person in the whole story. Now, for the most part, I like the story, even though I feel it's kind of shallow. Um, I don't know how I would describe it. Kind of, I don't know. If you've watched action movies at any time over the last 35 years, if you've seen any Quentin Tarantino movie, you kind of know what you're in for. It's really fast paced, lots of over the top action, lots of ultra violence, um, a lot of attempts at snappy patter. It's not, like I said, an imitation necessarily of like Quentin Tarantino or anybody or in particular, but you've seen a lot of the tropes that are used before, um, and it's not as original as it could have been. It's not, the characters don't have as much depth that they could have. The plot twists um, aren't twists that you couldn't have seen coming. Even, like I said, it's not bad, but you kind of feel like you've seen bits of it before. The whole thing with the mind control, a lot's not really done with it until you get to the climax. And then when you get to the climax, you buy it in the moment, but you also kind of think, wait a minute, if what this person says is true and this person could figure that out, wouldn't the powers that be figure that out too? You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. It's one of those things that, well, yeah, I guess I can't come up with a good word for it. But you just think, wait, if this person could figure that out, why wouldn't somebody else have figured it out as well? So yeah. What really sold me on the comic though is the art. I think Greg Tocchini's visuals here are really nice looking, really beautiful art. I really like, you know, the coloring and everything. His panel layouts and storytelling, they're a little bit flashy, but they stay just, actually, they're a lot flashy, to tell you the truth, but they stay just this side of, they're never so flashy that it distracts you. You don't, for the most part, I'll say, you don't find yourself in situations where you don't know what's going on. For the most part, like I said, there are some times when the action gets going and you feel like it's like an action movie where they start doing shaky cam. You know what I mean? And you're like, wait, let's just pull back a little bit so that we can see what's happening. But like I said, I really love this kind of weird pastel look or whatever. It makes me think of, like, I don't know, Miami Vice or something like that. That whole kind of visual look or whatever. I don't know if anybody remembers when Miami Vice first came on. Supposedly, when it was pitched to the network, they pitched it as MTV Cops. And seriously, that's not a bad description of this comic itself. Lots of flash, lots of, for lack of a better word, quick editing. We jump from place to place a lot. And And like I said, the visuals carry a lot of it. Okay. Okay, so I guess that's pretty much it. Um, Two-dimensional characters, kind of a shallow story, but quick pace, lots of action, beautiful art, and I think it's enjoyable on maybe a visceral level. So I guess that's it. Thank you very much for watching the video. You guys have a great day.